own ABBAS Hussain from behind the gloves, and I'm here with the knowledge.
From behind the gloves, wait there, check out my hat. Big up Eddie PP, he likes to hide everywhere I go. This is my new security guard. And you see, and this guy's only about 11 stone, but he's like a kung fu wizard master. No, seriously, no, he's actually an architectural engineer. And for somebody younger than me, I actually look up to this guy on the reels. I actually look up to this young man just for how he rolls, how he is. He's a family man, devout religious man, and I look up to people. I like anybody that's doing anything good. And plus, we're brought together because he's a big boxing fan. So everywhere I go, he comes with me now.
Talk to me about your attire first of all. Your snapback. You've got the 3-piece on. You've got the jeans on. Let me just have a look at the whole thing going on there.
Always clean whiteys, yeah. Remember that part there. Always the clean. Always got to get the clean sneaks on.
It's changing it up.
Yeah, today Muta Baruka, who's like the Jamaican poet, he's actually at the Caribou Centre tonight, and I'm going to see him afterwards. But it was raining, and I was saying, look, I didn't want to put on a suit to jump on a train, so I said, stop this. So I wear the jeans, so I don't mind if they get wet. That's how we roll.
All right, let's talk boxing. We've got the Anthony Joshua Eric Molina press conference just finished. I want your thoughts on that. I know there's been controversy with yourself on your social media, but a tweet that happened maybe a year ago when you fought.
It was a year ago, 16 months ago, let's be right. Just before the Deontay Wilder fight, right? I said if Eddie Hearn made that fight for Anthony Joshua, and at that time, Anthony Joshua wasn't even British champion. Yeah. I said Eddie Hearn will get slaughtered. Yeah. I haven't changed my mind.
I just want to get that out of the way.
Right, but I haven't, brother, I haven't changed my mind. Yeah. I'm still of that thinking. If he made that fight then, you know what I mean, 16, you got to think about it. That was 16 months ago, right? Within 16 months, a female can be pregnant for 9 months. Within that spurt, her body will change, her emotions will change, and everything else. And she will say, oh, I'm getting fat. And like, she's carrying life within her. That's within a 9-month period. So obviously, 16 months within human attitude and mindset, of course it's going to change. Come on, man.
What do you make of the fight between Anthony Joshua and Eric Molina, especially with the talks with Klitschko? Do you feel like he's a right man?
If there was no talks with the Klitschko fight, brother, right? Think about this. If Eddie Hearn said directly after the Dominic Brazil fight that, you know, Eddie, how he goes on, next fight is going to be against Eric Molina to help the progression of Anthony Joshua, nobody would say nothing. Now all of a sudden, now people are complaining now. They're only complaining because we built up the fact that he was going to fight Vladimir Klitschko, right? Yeah. And the Klitschko fight, which I said to you, and I've also said to your other brother from Fight Hype, that fight's going to be too hard to make within the duration of time. Not because Eddie Hearn was enthusiastic about it happening, because he was genuine about making that fight happen, but the mere fact that the fight of that magnitude is going to take a little bit longer. And also, I know how Klitschko's people are. They are very cutthroat when it comes to negotiations. Of course they are. They've been around for a long time, and they're also saying, listen, no matter that we ain't got no title, we're still the A side. So you want A side money. It's hard to make, right? So everyone's gassed up. Yeah, Anthony Joshua versus Klitschko. Anthony Joshua versus Klitschko, and the fight didn't happen. It's going to happen next year. It's going to be superb. It's going to happen next year, July. Fingers crossed, and he is successful in this fight. But if the fight wasn't made and we weren't knowing about anything about the Klitschko fight, nobody would complain. Do you understand? Nobody would complain.
Let's talk about it from a stylistic point of view. Anthony Joshua, the bigger man. Obviously, Molina has relatively got a very short reach compared to Anthony. What do you make of the size difference, and what do you make of him stylistically?
Who?
Anthony Joshua, Eric Molina.
Well, Molina comes to fight, so we've got to give him his dues for that, right? We saw this in this fight, and like knocking out Adamek. Right, regardless of what people say, well, Adamek's 40 years old, Adamek is still a name. Adamek is a former world champion. Adamek is a well-seasoned man, right? Number one. He wobbled Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder was on our show this week on Total Podcast. He went on hashtag, he was on Total Podcast. And he stated that when these guys come to fight you, knowing that they're fighting the heavyweight champion of the world, they come with their A game, right? Because they know, like, you know what? This is my dream. I'm going to come for it. I'm going to give it everything that I've got. His style that he possesses, he comes to fight. He comes to give everything he's got. So therefore, if he's come to give everything he's got, and you're coming to a juggernaut punching power man like Anthony Joshua, it's going to be entertaining.
I want to talk about the core main or the undercard. Dylan Whyte, Derek Chisora. We know he kicked off yesterday in the Sky Sports studio.
How do you know?
Because the press release came out.
Well, then you go by that then. So it's in the press release. What did they say in the press release?
There was a spat, I think.
Yeah, it was.
What happened? Were you there?
I wasn't there. I was actually doing champion fitness boxing class, what I teach. So I weren't there, but I heard as soon as it happened, I got a phone call from Don Charles, and then not even 5 minutes after, Dylan Whyte phoned me, and then after that, I could show you my phone and see the records. Then after everyone was phoning me, telling me what was going on. I found it. This is gonna happen. This is emotions are running. These are two men from kind of the same background of street life, and we know, like, don't come in my face. So if you're both thinking that, it's gonna kick. I knew it was gonna kick. I was just upset that it didn't happen when we was at the press conference yesterday, which would have been better. But there is that the security provided by Matchroom and the security that is in the Sky Sports studios, they're on point. So yeah, there's a beef, there's animosity, there was energy that was produced, but it was produced to a certain level that it didn't go too far.
What do you make of that fight? Obviously, you got Dylan Whyte, British champion.
It's a good fight. I'm gonna break this down really quickly. This fight could either be George Foreman versus Ron Lau, 1976, I think that fight was, which was an absolute classic fight. If you young kids out there, go on YouTube, George Foreman, Ron Lau, wicked fight, right? Or this fight could be Mike Tyson versus Bone Crusher Smith, where it was a boring 12-round fight. Okay. And I go for the first fight and not the latter. I think this fight will be exciting because they don't like each other. One man knows that he has to perform well in this fight to get the bigger fights in Dylan Whyte, and one man knows that he has to win because he's at last chance saloon. So it's going to be a good fight.
What do you make of obviously Katie Taylor signing with Mike?
Excellent.
Well, and for women's boxing in the future, because obviously in regards to British boxing, we've not really had women on the undercard.
No, we haven't.
In America, you see people like Heather Hardy, you see other fighters who are fighting on Lou DiBella's cards and stuff like that. So in Britain, it's a new thing for us. What do you make of that?
No, it's excellent. But I mean, you got to remember, I used to be really anti against female boxing, and when I mean really, I'm going back to like '97, right? To see it now, and just to see the skill set, because before I used to see the women and they were like, but if you watch it now, look at the skill set possessed by someone like Katie Taylor, who I think is fantastic. Somebody like Nicola Adams, who's fantastic. Somebody like Claressa Shields, the American girl. Claressa Shields could fight Conor McGregor right now and beat him up in a boxing match. She'd destroy him. I'm telling you, I'm not being rude to Conor McGregor. In UFC, Conor McGregor would mess up most people. But with boxing gloves on, with 8-ounce boxing gloves, Claressa Shields would batter Conor McGregor. I'm telling you this now. That's the skill level's gone up so much. Everybody knows that I'm a purist to the game, so I appreciate skill. I like maneuvering. I like when people play chess. When I see that, and I especially see that with Katie Taylor, especially in the 2012 Olympics, I think it's a great time, and I think she can be an absolute mega star.
Hey Fight fans, if you guys haven't already done so, make sure you download the Behind the Gloves app. It's free, and it features really cool stuff like a fight calendar that reminds you of all the upcoming fights, and it allows for you to, with one click, to remind yourself directly to your phone. And it also features 24/7 breaking news that's going on in boxing. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that and subscribe to this channel.